start out with checking the Pioneer 520 up, getting it on jack stands. That's what we're going to start out doing. We're going to be installing the Torq Locker today. Got my jack stands around here. I'll ease it down. Give it a little shake. Everything's all right there. All right, now we're taking the winch off and the front bumper, skid plate, whatever you want to call it. Just going to pull these boots back over the cable end going to the winch. Shouldn't be any power on it. Should only have power whenever it's energized to winch in or out. But I'll just pull the boot down on it to just in case. I know that road traffic drives you crazy. Best I can do right now, I am going to build a garage out here in the next little bit. As soon as I can get the land surveyed, so I'll know where I can build and where I can't. And we'll have to build close to the property line. And I don't want to on that. I've got the winch and the front bumper all too close. It had 12 meter 12mm bolt and nut here, 12mm bolt and nut here, 14 here and here, and then underneath a 10 and a 10 to get the front bumper off. That's not counting the winch, you know. And you could have brought this all off on one piece, but I just chose to take it all apart. That way, you know, just a little more simple to me. Alright, here's your front differential. We've got a vent line right here. Then you got your cable connection back here to engage the front end into four-wheel drive, lock it in and out. And then on this side, the driver's side over here, you've got a sensor that tells, or it shows on the screen, you're in four-wheel drive or out of four-wheel drive. That's all that does. So what I'm thinking here is I'm going to take the shocks loose, take the shocks all the way off. Then I'm going to take these bottom two A-arm bolts out. And the plan is to take like a screwdriver or pry bar or something and push the axle out of the carrier on both sides on the front differential. And then I'm going to swing them up and then take a tie strap or something to hold that stuff up and out of the way while I pull the front differential out the front. I'll get you a little bit more close up. Right here is the vent, and then back in here is the cover. There's a plastic cover back there that you got to take loose to get to the cable. And then over here on this side, right here, that's the cable. You got to take that out. That's the sensor to let you know you're in four-wheel drive. I'll probably also have to take loose the tie rod ends, and then hopefully this all just swing up and out of the way if all goes to plan. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this front portion of the skid plate loose right here and under the differential. And then right here's your drain plug, 10mm. I'm going to go ahead and drain the oil out of both sides. I went ahead and took that bottom skid plate off. That way the oil, I've got the oil draining out of the front differential right there. You'll see right there, there's a little bit of, there's like metallic in that oil. It may be just the way the oil is, but it's clean. Of course it should be, it's only got like 125 miles on it. Got the shock off of this side. There's the shock. Just took the bolt off here and up here on both sides. Now I'm debating about whether I need to take the brake calipers off and hang them up in here somewhere, just suspend them with a bungee cord or something. You'll have to take this 10mm right here, clamp, and then there's another one right here. May have to take those loose and just suspend the brake caliper up here out of the way somewhere. There's the other shock right there. Alright, I'm gonna probably decide what I'm gonna do on these brake calipers and get the tie rod end loose. You can see right there, maybe brake caliper, got a castle nut and a cover pin. I hung it with some tie straps. Put one up here around this, and then another one, probably, you know, just made a chain, and that's holding that brake caliper there. And I've got this castle nut. Well, it's not really a castle nut. I thought it was, but it's not. I've got it loose and all the way to the bottom for the tie rod end. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to smack this with a hammer, and it should break this tie rod loose. See, it moves right there. See that? Then all I gotta do is just take the nut off the bottom, pull it out, and put the nut back on. I do that just to keep from losing stuff and having to search for it. Alright, and I've had kind of another change of heart here. What I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to remove this lower control arm and the upper control arm. I'm going to pull this axle out of the carrier, out of the differential. Then I'm going to take the bolts loose from the frame of the differential. You got this bracket here. You'll have to take this bolt off right here, that one. Then I'm going to take this bolt out and remove this bracket. Then back here, you can see that I'm going to remove this bolt and nut and remove it. And what I'm hoping to do is be able to remove this axle, pull the differential forward enough to clear this bracket, and then slide it sideways to take this axle out, and that way I don't have to even worry about removing that side. I'm going to try it and see. Alright, I still got to remove the I don't know if you can see this vent line right in here. There's a little clip right here you got to pull out to release this cable for that linkage. This little cover is kind of a bear to get off. You got two bolts with a 10mm socket, and then it's a little hard to get into, but not terrible. Alright, I'm going to see if I can remove this clip. I don't know if you saw that or not. I hope you did. But that's the clip right there. That's what holds that cable up. And then should be able to just that releases. Cable, it's wrapped around it, and then that should just pull up and out. I'm not going to be able to do it with one hand, but you get the picture of what I'm doing. I've already got the vent tube loose. And another thing, see this brass or copper washer? That is come off of that sensor over here on the side. Right here is that sensor. And I don't really like how you take that out. I'm going to try to find the plug and unplug it, because you twist this blue wire right here getting it out. And I don't like doing that. So I'm going to try to figure out a way of doing it. That whole sensor just like that. I've already got the A-arm off of the driver's side. Axle out, but I've decided to go ahead and do this side the same way. Here we go. I did the other side the exact same way as this one. I figured I'd let you see this side. Got my brake caliper tied up with 3 tie straps, cable ties up here. I'm going to take the A-frame, bolt loose. Control arm, A-frame, whatever. I call them A-frame. Some people probably call them control arm. 4 nuts from the control arm. Bottom bolt, pretty heavy. I'm going to support it with my leg. Top one. Bam. There's that. It's real important not to lay that thing down on the ground and let dirt and stuff get on that axle surface. That's how I got that tied up. I think I already showed you that though. These A-frame bolts or control arm bolts, 14mm. This tie rod end is 17mm. That's what size socket you need to take them off. Alright, I'm very close. You can see inside the carrier there. The differential. I'm very close to taking this differential loose. I'm going to have to get back here, and right there is the drive shaft. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to take that boot up out of the groove of the housing right there, because the whole front drive shaft all comes out with the differential. Alright, I'm going to screw this, and it twisted this wire when I did differential loose and take this boot. I just figured something out. That's on me. Hang on just a second and I'll show you. I don't know if that's where this needs to be or not. Alright, this 4-wheel drive sensor here, just pull before you take this sensor out down here. Just roll that boot back, turn it like inside out. It will unplug from that sensor. I didn't know it did that. I thought it had a connection up in here somewhere. But yeah, don't do what I did. Go ahead and roll that boot up and unplug it, then screw it. Now actually you wouldn't even have to remove this sensor after you unplug it. Just leave it in. If you pull that front skid plate off like I did, you're going to want to put a jacking under there to support your differential a little bit. Just be careful and don't get it on that piece of plastic over there before the cable hooks up. Don't break that plastic, just something to support it. And I've went in here and pushed that boot back. I know you probably can't see that, but I pulled that boot up out of its groove. So the differential should be ready to pull out now. I guess we're getting ready to find out. Let me get you set back up here. We're gonna try it. Yeah, right there it is. I'm gonna set it down, and I'm gonna wrap a rag around this end of the drive shaft. And also back here, when I pulled that out, I heard the spring fall out of the drive shaft. Don't forget that. That's got to go back in when the drive shaft goes back in. Alright, well, I'm going to get a rag and tie around that end of the drive shaft.